Good morning, third graders. This is Mr. Freiberger, and I am doing a series of videos on the iReady take-home material that you have with you. So I'll be working through these problems, and then you can work along with me. We can stop the video, you can do the work, you can look at the video later and check your work. So there's a lot of ways you can use it. Just to get started, why don't we just go along together for a little bit and talk through this. This one says understanding multiplication models. This should be a review. Show 3 times 5 by drawing equal groups of 5. Well, that sounds easy, so I may just draw a group of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's one group of 5. And another group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For my third group, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all that's asking us to do is just equal groups of 5. Then it says, well, show 3 times 5 by drawing an array. And so an array, a math array, is just an arrangement of everything with rows and columns. And it's really a way of showing multiplication. So let's do that. We're going to put these 3 groups into rows and columns. So I'll just organize them. My first group of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll put it into 3 rows. My next group, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And my third group, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this now is an array because I have 3 rows and 5 in each row, or 5 columns. And it's so easy with multiplication because now I can look across this first row if I choose, and I can say I could count 5. I could do the next row, 5 more, 10, and 15. 3 times 5 is 15. I could also do 3, 6, count these columns, 9, 12, 15. So this is my 3 rows, and there's 5 of these groups of 3. 3 times 5 is 15. So array is very, very useful. Let me pause this and I'll move to the next section. Okay, so in this section we're going to make we're going to write an equation. An equation has to have an equal sign. That's really important. That matches this array. So here I have 2 rows, and 5 in each row. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 6 in each row. So 2 rows of 6. So I could count by 6, 6, 12, or I could count by 2s, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Again, it said equation, and that's really important. An equation must have a or an equal sign. Write an equation. Oops, there's again. An equation must have a what? I hope you said equal sign. It's really important to learn that. An equation must have an equal sign that matches the picture. Okay? So now I have, how many groups do I have here? I've got 1, 2, 3, I've got 4 different groups. And how many are in each group? 1, 2, 3 stars in each group. So I can count by 3s here. 3, 6, 9, 12. Now you can see this is a little different than an array. An array I was able to count both ways. But this time I can only count by 3s. But I have 3 or 4 groups of 3 equals 12. Use words to describe the drawing for problem 3. So I want you to think about that. How would you describe that drawing? So stop the tape. Stop the video, write your answer down, then we'll compare. Okay, this is what I would write. I would write 4, oops, got to get my pen here again. Sometimes it has a little issue. Okay, I'm back. Use words to describe the drawing. Well, this drawing in number 3, I would write, I have 4, oops, let's see if I can get it to work here. 4, groups of 3. 4 groups of 3. Okay, let's go to the next section. Take a look. Okay, this is just multiplying here. See if my pen works. Multiplying with 2, 5, and 10. So these are just math facts, and I'd like you to go through and fill those out. And then, so stop the video. Then when you come back, I will go through them with you, and you can check your work. All right. So you go ahead and stop the video, and then fill those out. Okay. Make sure I got a pen that works here. We'll try green. All right. 5 groups of 2. 5 times 2, 10. 2 groups of 5. 2 times 5, 10. I wonder if you remember about this, where the order, when you multiply, very interesting. Does that seem to matter? That's also something you looked at. 2 times 10. 2 groups of 10, 20. 10 groups of 2, 20. Notice that again. They changed the order of the factors. These things here are called factors. Super important to know that. But the product has stayed the same. I hope you remember a product is an answer in a multiplication equation. Factors change, but the product stays the same. Whoops. Let me go back and get the right page. There's our product. There's the word I messed up on there, product. Boy, it's giving us all kinds of problems here. Hold on here. We'll get it. We just don't try to write that one anymore. Okay, I think I got it situated now. Here we go. 10 groups of 5, 50. Whoops. 50. 5 groups of 10, 50. Look at there again. Factors are in a different order, but our product, remember our product is the same. Here we'll speed up a little bit now. 6 times 2, 12. 2 times 6, 12. 3 times 10, 30. 10 times 3, product is 30. 7, the product of 7 and 2 is 14. The product of 2 and 7 is 14. Product of 4 and 10 is 40. Product of 10 and 4 is 40. The product of 5 and 4 is 20. The product of 4 and 5 is also 20. Looks like there's a pattern there. Let's go to our next part. 17, 18, and 19. It's a little different. Here we have 2 copies of 2. Multiplication also means copies. I want to write that down. That's a great concept. Multiplication can be thought of as making copies. It's a very helpful big idea to have. So for example, we could think of that as not only just an array or 2 groups of 2, but 2 copies of 2, like 2 and then 2 more put together with an addition sign. So lots of ways to think about multiplication. All right, so you have 2 copies of 2 or 2 groups of 2, 4. 5 copies of 5, 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, or 5 groups of 5, 25. 10 times 10, 100. What patterns did you notice in the problems? Explain. Well, we had, if we go back to the problems we were looking at before, we talked about this pattern. Here we are. We noticed that when we changed the factors, our product stayed the same. So that was a pattern we saw. Same product, but the factors were changed. As far as a pattern right here, these are just called squares. And so I would go ahead and write down what we saw earlier. Something like this. I saw that even though the factors were in a different order, and I'll stop, and you can stop this in a second and get this, let you fill it in. A different order, the blank was the same. Okay, so just pause that, and I'd be interested to see how you're gonna fill that in. Pause and write that, and fill in what you would put there in that blank. Okay, I saw that even though the factors were in a different order, and I hope you wrote the word product, was the same. Okay. Down here, draw a model to show how you solved one of the problems. Well, we'll go take a look at one of those problems. Let's pick one. Let's pick, whoops, went too far. We'll just pick the first one. We'll pick 5 times 2. Whoops. I gotta get my pen back here, see if this will work. Nope. Whoops, pause this and I'll get it. Okay, having a little trouble with this, but we're going to use 5 times 2. So we'll come down here, draw a model to show 5 times 2. So let me see if my pen will work. Yeah. So my model could be 5 groups of 2. So I could do 1, 2. There's 3 groups, 4 groups, 5 groups. That'd be one way to draw it. 5 groups of 2. I could also do it as an array. I could have 5 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, I am showing, let's write that down. We're showing 5 times 2 equals 10. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2 in each row, 5 groups of 2. Either one of those would work. Okay, so that concludes. It's just a great review. Let's kind of go back through and talk about what we learned here. All right, I'm just going to go down here and I'm going to say, see if you can remember. One of the things we talked about was an array. What is an array? Think about that. Maybe even write something down here. Oh, you may not have that, so we'll just do that together. So an array, think about it, what it is. Say it out loud. An array is, we can say rows. It's made of rows and columns. An array has to do with rows and columns. What about an equation? We talked about an equation. What does it have to have? Okay, think in your head and say it out loud. Ready? Go. The equation has to have an equal sign. Good job. Okay, then let's see. We talked about this. We said if the factors, here are factors, okay? 5 and 2, these are the factors. Change the order of the factors, the what stays the same. Say it, think it in your head. Change the order of the factors, the what stays the same. Ready? Say it out loud. Go. Product. Product stays the same. I know you studied this in class. What's this property called? There's a math property where you can change the order of the factors. Okay, think it in your head. On the count of 3, say it. 1, 2, 3. If you said commutative property, you got it. Way to go. If you didn't, watch the video again and then you'll get it right. All right, great job, great job. Enjoyed being with you. Hope you have a wonderful day.